Now to a special edition of the Mesonet Report. Agricultural meteorologist Emma White demonstrates how a Mesonet site actually works.
Hello, Oklahoma. I am Emma White, and I'm here with your weekly Mesonet Weather Report. Today I thought I would do something a little bit different and introduce you to a Mesonet tower. Here we have an example of a Mesonet station where we're measuring the data that you see on our website. I'll go through each of the instruments and introduce you to what each is taking measurements of. Here is our data logger box where all of the instruments are taking all of their measurements and being put through wires and then transmitted to our station. So we generally keep this box closed in order to keep all of our wires safe from the rain and animals. But if we go out from all of these wires, you'll find a mix of instruments. Over here, we have two sets of instruments measuring temperature and relative humidity. If we go to the far side, you'll see a black wind speed measurement, and it's just measuring the wind speed, no direction at this lower height. And then if we come over to this corner, we're measuring solar radiation here. All of these instruments at this lower level are extremely important for agricultural meteorology because it's at this height that the cows and the corn and the winter wheat are all growing. So these instruments are very important when we're measuring cattle comfort index or evapotranspiration. And then at the very, very top, we measure both wind speed and wind direction being with that wind vane. So the measurements up there help a lot with measuring slightly higher in the atmosphere, and the instruments down here help measure things close to the earth. Here we have our precipitation gauges, and we always have two gauges so that in case one goes out, we still have precipitation measurements that we can rely on. This is extremely important for when we're trying to estimate the yearly or monthly rainfall. We don't want to have any missing data. So we always have a backup precipitation gauge. Here's what the inside and the bottom of one looks like, and the precipitation falls in through the top here and goes down into these little buckets. Since we know how much rain each bucket can hold, we can measure how many tips the bucket does and count then the inches of precipitation. Here we have soil moisture sensors that allow us to measure soil moisture at various depths in the soil. And this is under our vegetated surface, as we have another set of instruments measuring soil moisture and soil temperature under unvegetated surfaces. The vegetated surface soil moisture and soil temperature measurements are very important when we have vegetation growing on the soil, but that doesn't occur at all times of year in Oklahoma. So that's why we have a set of soil moisture and soil temperature under vegetated earth and a set of soil moisture and soil temperature under non-vegetated earth. And that wraps it up for your weekly Mesonet Weather Report.